the system.
Hey, you wanna hear a good joke? Nobody speak, nobody get choked.
It's still real to me, damn it!
Out of here, baby! Nobody speak. Nobody speak. Nobody speak. Nobody gets choked. I knew you'd come.
It is Sunday, and it's time for a brand new episode of the Sunday Night Slam here exclusively on TBK Magazine and TBKRadio.com. My name is Richard, and you are listening to an exclusive Podcast Row member at StarrCast. All right, joining me today. Well,
You're never going to stop saying
I'm
that.
not. When it happened, and joining me today is my partner in life and on the show, Ashley.
Thanks for the rushed introduction
Well,
there.
I was going to talk more about StarrCast. Phil is off doing his own thing. Phil joins us returns next week to SNS as we discuss Summerslam. Oh, but
He's coming back from his excursion?
he's coming back from his excursion just to dive right back into all the bullshit. Poor Phil. Poor Phil.
I mean,
I guess
it happens.
he is a glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
So I've got to tell you how excited I am for StarrCast right now. I did not expect this to happen, and it's because of you. We have not talked about this on any show yet.
No.
Let's do it. It's because of you.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to happen. We were just going to get tickets, do the bracelet thing, go to the panels, do a couple of meet and greets. Let's call it a day. You looked at me and went, let's do Podcast Row. Like, I'm just going to magically be like, what? How? Yeah. No, this is you. This is all on you.
I know.
And I am so happy about it. So I owe you this. I owe you a bunch of thank yous.
You do owe me a bunch of thank yous, and I'm waiting for them.
We're getting Chicago Deep Dish in Chicago.
That's one.
That's one.
You said a bunch.
Well, I mean, there's probably going to be a lot of dessert over those 4 days.
There better be.
And then there'll be something else over those over 4 days as well. Medieval times. Look, I don't care whatever show I'm on. I am so damn excited that after StarrCast is over on Sunday, and guys, if you want to join us, pick up tickets, medievaltimes.com. And not a sponsor.
Please be a sponsor.
Oh, no shit. Medieval Times, if you're listening, I am begging you. I will do anything for your sponsorship. Yes, I will even stand. I will let someone joust me off a horse. Please make this happen. I will take it. I want to be knighted. I think this is the time I'm going to get knighted.
I figured you would.
Yeah, no, this is it. Also, you can have your party introduced at Medieval Times. And I'm like, I don't know what's cooler at this point. Being on the StarrCast website or being like, tbkmagazine.com is here. While they are all like, huzzah! No, it's StarrCast. You're
So weird and obsessed with medieval times.
I love Medieval Times. I know this isn't wrestling related, but come on. I love Medieval Times. How cool is that place?
It is pretty awesome.
It is the happiest place on earth outside Disneyland and the Sears Center on September 1st.
I'm not going to go that far because I'm still a little upset you have to eat with your hands.
Oh, God. That's a whole story for another show. But we are doing Medieval Times. And guys, join us. I hope to see a lot of you there on Sunday afternoon after StarrCast has concluded. StarrCast is also going to be a pretty happy place. I'm already seeing that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about a little bit more about StarrCast later on and some of the new meet and greets, some of the new people that's going to be there, and one that I think we might build a contest around.
Oh.
I haven't decided 100% what the prize is going to be. By the way, if follow us on Twitter at TBK Magazine, if we get to 250 followers by Friday, we're giving away a t-shirt.
Woo.
It's our new t-shirt, and I'm going to tell you this now. This one's special. This one's very special to me.
Oh.
This one has been 5 years in the making. I finally did it.
Because that's how long it takes for you to get motivated.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm a very big procrastinator. Why put off today what you can do tomorrow? All right, so back to which I think was my high school class motto. Guys, visit ShopTBK at tbkmagazine.com/ShopTBK, but it's true.
Terrible.
Pick up one of our amazing t-shirts, our TBK Magazine All In style t-shirt, our TBK SNS All In style t-shirt, SNS Mania, the Macho Phil t-shirt with the Boston Terrier on it, which is one of my favorites, and I feel like if I ever wear that around him, it's going to be weird.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same way if I wore a Sassy Sharon around Sharon. It would just be weird.
Which I'm sure you're going to do at some point.
Oh,
Because
no.
you own a Sassy Sharon shirt.
Yeah, it's coming. It's going to happen. Pick up one of your favorite shirts from one of your favorite podcasts and more. Shop TBK. Not to mention the entire library of Burning Willow Press books. So if you're into horror, sci-fi, and there's a third category that I've completely lost myself on. Mystery?
Mystery, probably.
Horror, sci-fi, mystery, that sort of genre. Check out all the books from Burning Willow Press at ShopTBK, tbkmagazine.com/ShopTBK. All books are cheaper than Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because
That's how you know it's a good day, when you can beat Amazon.
no shit. I'm already ahead of schedule there. And free shipping on all our apparel. Use the code ALLIN at checkout to get free shipping until September 18th. And we'll tell you more about why we're doing this on all of the shows. Because there is so much coming up in the month of September for us.
No joke.
Don't forget to visit knockingpointwines.com. You can order wine straight from your house. You don't even have to change clothes. You can still wear your bear slippers or your book flip-flops. You check out knockingpointwine.com. Use the code TBK at checkout to get $20 off your first wine box. That's a thing.
Book flip-flops?
Yeah, there are book flip-flops. He also has like Flip in the G.I. Joe style flip-flops.
Kind of cool.
I know. Flip Gordon. We're going to talk about Flip later on in this show because he had something to sell out. It's going to be a fun weekend. And we are on the road to that. But first, guys, we got some news to cover before we talk about all the fun we're going to have. Because we played 2 games last week, and we're going to do that again. I don't think we're doing any games today because there's just too much to cover.
Yeah.
Next week,
we have to save games for off weeks.
Next week, however, I am debuting a new segment, and it's called Keeping It Kayfabe, where we are going to kayfabe an entire Summerslam match.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. We're going to kayfabe how we're going to predict it. So that's going to change everything.
Okay.
First up, and I think the biggest news story is what happened last night. It's the G1 Climax. New Japan's G1 tournament wraps up with Kota Ibushi and Hiroshi Tanahashi in the finals. My God. That was
final too.
It was a masterpiece. I thought Ibushi was going to win because when they released the Wrestle Kingdom 13 logo, it has a golden fucking star on it. And I'm going, well, all right then. It's going to be Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega.
Still could be.
I
In theory, it still could be.
Tanahashi wins. And I love the match. And I think this is where New Japan excels over everyone right now. The matches in New Japan are so good. Tomohiro Ishii and Omega from, I think, about a week and a half ago might be one of the best matches of the entire tournament. Omega Ibushi, you can't sleep on that one. That one was fantastic. Omega still has not beat Kota, by the way. And then, not to mention Tanahashi Okada. And there's some news with Okada we'll talk about in a little bit, too. But my problem here, and I wanted Ibushi to win, so I don't know if this is where this is coming from. This might just be a sad anger issue for me.
Probably.
Yeah, no, it's a fanboy issue. I fangirl over the Golden Lovers.
Go kick the dirt and have your little cry fest.
I don't know why I don't have a Golden Lovers t-shirt, but at this point, but whatever. I have one issue with New Japan.
Okay.
And it's a slight issue. It's nothing really, I guess it's more of a gripe because you can't really complain because the matches are just so good. Can you really bitch about it?
Depends.
But since 2010, the Wrestle Kingdom main event has featured one of these 4 guys: Omega, Okada, Naito, and Tanahashi. I get it. They are the 4 best in the world. And then probably add AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, and Johnny Gargano. Those are the best. Those are the best male wrestlers in the world. But I feel New Japan is just missing the boat. I don't know if they don't feel like anyone else can main event the Tokyo Dome or Dominion or even the G1. Especially the Tokyo Dome, because it is a lot of those 4 guys against each other.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Okada Tanahashi twice. I think it's Okada Naito twice. Okada Omega. I mean, it was Okada Naito last year. I mean, or this year, I guess. It bothers me. I want to see someone else. Tomohiro Ishii is a perfect example of this. This dude has so many good matches. Yeah, he's in his 40s, but I don't know if that matters.
I mean, not if you can still go really well. I don't think it should.
Tomohiro Ishii is at such a higher level than everyone else is at times. Like, that man is on fire. And yet, he is nowhere near the top of the card. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, because he'll get stuck in a shitty match or a shitty story, and I'm going, why isn't he in the Intercontinental and World title pictures? It's weird to me. I don't get it. I have this problem.
There's a lot you don't understand about Japanese wrestling, too.
I think that's a lot of fans.
Yeah.
Especially us American fans who we want everything, we want it now type of situation. Which, I mean, is 100% true.
Yeah.
We don't like long title reigns as much as we think we do. Some do. Like, there's really good long title reigns where but come on. We're all ready for Brock Lesnar to not be champion. But that's the thing.
At this point, anybody but.
Yeah. At this point, I'd take Heath Slater. At this point, I'd probably take the pencil Brian Pillman wrestled in ECW. But I just think that those four guys, they're so good. They're so good. I understand why they're top of the card, but why isn't anyone else there with them? That's where my problem lies. And I know that last night was Ibushi and Tanahashi in the main event, and that's something different. Woohoo! But Tana, okay, so here's the statistic. Since 2010, it's been one of those four guys in the Wrestle Kingdom main event. Since 2009, one of those four guys has been in the finals of the G1.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because how are you going to easily book one of those four guys into the main event slot at Wrestle Kingdom?
That's true, but I mean, and I don't know about Dominion. I haven't looked that one up yet. But I know one of those four guys probably main evented each Dominion since 2009 or 10. Like, we got to, like, I think that's the problem. It becomes really repetitive, but the matches are so good I can look past it. But this is my one New Japan gripe.
Well, this is a gripe that you have across the board, generally.
Oh, it is. I mean,
because you see the same guys doing the same thing all the time. It just works easier in New Japan because it's actually fun to watch. And
when the matches are good. Yeah, when the matches are good, it changes everything. When you see guys like, and TNA probably was the best example of, let's put anybody in the main event and let's see what happens. Especially during the Wednesday night era. Because it was Raven and Jeff Jarrett had the most watched Wednesday night TNA pay-per-view era show.
Okay.
Raven. And I mean, this is after Raven's gone from WWE, but Raven came over, had this huge match with Jarrett, which Jarrett won. Still to this day, don't understand, but whatever. But that was a huge match, but it was someone different in the picture. Granted, Jarrett held the belt forever, but when AJ Styles won it, you're like, holy shit, someone different. Because you didn't expect it.
Yeah.
That's where my problem is here, because there is no one. Like, I want to see someone else get a shot and maybe even a run with the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. But I'm scared it's just going to bounce around the same three guys. Probably for the next 5 years.
Maybe not.
I like Okada. I like Omega. I love Omega Okada. And I like Tanahashi to a point. I think I came in late on the Tanahashi bandwagon. Like, it's all right. Like, Tanahashi does nothing for me. But I know he's a good wrestler, and I enjoy watching his matches. But as a whole, I'm just like, he's John Cena.
What? I mean, that's what he's meant to be.
He's the ace, and he's a great wrestler and a great figure for New Japan, and he wrestled in TNA and had some great matches there, too. But my thing is I want to see something different. I want to see someone new in the title picture. And I know Ishii's getting the IWGP title match because he beat Omega in the G1. Hell, Toru Yano beat Omega in the G1, but that's because of Tama Tonga.
Yeah, well.
That feud, that's my other gripe.
That's going to come
that's my other gripe.
Wonderfully to a head, I believe.
That's my other gripe with the...
okay.
I get it. We're heels. All right, I understand this. But having every match you're in end in DQ just completely takes me out of your matches. Like, now I just don't care.
Okay.
And I love Tama Tonga. I think he is a more talented version of what WWE wants Roman Reigns to be.
Yeah.
but I also think he's an idiot.
Okay.
He told a soldier online that he should have just died in combat.
What?
Yes. Well, he's doing this heel shtick thing, which is fine. He's doing his character. That's awesome. I am 100% behind
You
that.
gotta know when to stop.
Well, there's a line. There has to be this fine line of going, yeah, you just can't do that for heel heat. That's cheap heat.
That's not good heat.
That's not Tommaso Ciampa heat. That's kind of shitty heat. Where Tommaso Ciampa is hated, now I think Tama Tonga's starting to fall in that with the Japanese crowd, but with the American crowd, I'm just kind of like, I like you a lot. And you're one of my favorite guys. In fact, you were one of the guys who got me hooked into New Japan. And now I'm just watching you
Please behave better.
suck.
Please behave better.
And that's not counting, like, I love Tama Tonga's wrestling style. It's so different. It is so different compared to everyone else. But doesn't matter. I mean, if every match he had was DQ'd, I think he got 6 points.
It's going to get real old real fast.
Yeah, that's my... Well, Minoru said it happened when we were watching Suzuki, when Suzuki just had all of his teammates come in and interfere to try to help him, and I hate that shit. Like, I hate when it's just like, you can constantly predict that to be the end of a match. I don't want that. It's kind of one reason I can't stand Jeff Jarrett matches to a point, because you knew how a Jeff Jarrett match was going to end. Especially in TNA, it was going to be a ref bump, a title shot to the head, 1, 2, kick out, probably hit with a chair, hit the stroke, Jarrett wins. Like, you knew every time how the match was ending.
That's terrible.
And it sucked.
That is terrible.
It happened every show for like a run, especially those old Wednesday night ones. And like after Jarrett won the championship, it was a run like that. And I'm like, I don't want to see this all the time.
There's no way to keep people tuning in for that kind of stuff
Well,
consistently.
we saw it with Ric Flair and Charlotte, where Charlotte was the Divas champion, and Ric Flair just kept helping her win and helping her win and helping her win.
And I got really, really against Charlotte for a little while because of it. Like, it was awful.
Yeah, you turned away from Charlotte.
I did. I turned away from all of it for a little while because, like, this is awful and I don't care to watch women's matches anymore.
But it's not because the women aren't good. It's because you're booking it shitty.
Yeah, like, you're doing shitty things over and over and over and over and over again.
It's the same finish every match. Like, you know how it's going to end.
And nobody wants to see that.
And that's kind of what happened in the G1, where Tama would interfere in matches with Fale, especially the match against Hangman. He interfered a lot in Omega's matches, causing him to lose to Toru Yano, which that means we're getting an Omega Yano match for the IWGP Championship at some point.
If it's not a full-on comedy match.
They're comedy matches. By the way, if you love comedy wrestling, Toru Yano and Kenny Omega might be the 5-star of comedy wrestling. It's so weird how good Kenny is. I've never seen anyone adapt to so many different styles in my life.
He's great.
Like, you could see different wrestlers that, like, you can see them change a little bit, but not an entire style.
No, he knows everything.
Because Kenny
knows
goes
how to work with everything.
Which Kenny goes from like this, you know, the submission style guy to the high flyer to just, I'm gonna ground and pound you, and then it's tag team. He's great as a tag team wrestler, and then all of a sudden you're like, this guy can't do comedy matches,
but he can.
and then it's him and Yano just.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, I want to see him and Yano now. Like, that's a match I legit want to see.
I need that to be a full-on comedy match.
For the idea, and it's weird to say that because I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, that's shitty. I'm probably going to get hate mail for saying I'm mad that those same 4 guys are on the top all the time, but
I can understand your gripe. Like, I understand keeping those 4 at the top because they
deserve to
like,
be the top.
They are the top.
But I think there should be
you can
a
pepper
healthier,
in some other people.
A healthier number of guys, because if you don't do this,
it's going to get stale. Eventually, it will go stale. You cannot see the same thing time after time after time.
That's why I like the G1,
okay.
because you see different guys with those 4, and you're like, oh, like Ishii Omega. They had a great match in the U.S. tournament last year. And then this year, they tore down the house at the G1. And I'm going, this is...
So then let them do title matches at a secondary pay-per-view.
I figure King of Pro Wrestling is going to be Ishii and Omega, or whatever the September show is. Okay. I think they're doing a September America show, too. So,
nice.
Yeah, it's at the Pyramid, which is 3 weeks after All In.
Nope.
By the way, we'll
Poor
talk.
choices.
Yeah. So I mean, I figured that's going to be either Kenny and Ishii is going to happen at that show, or they're going to do the match that I don't know if American fans want to see.
Which is what?
Omega Toru Yano. I don't know if American fans would accept that as a main event. I just
think they would be
don't.
really upset.
I just
And
don't
also
know.
that kind of sells everyone short in that American fans don't have nearly as many chances to see these people.
No, and when you
Japanese fans, you have a bunch of chances to see these people.
And when you do get to see them in America, you want to see them in the best possible match ever because you don't know when they're coming back.
Yeah.
Kind of one of the reasons we bought tickets for All In was because we wanted to see a couple of these guys in the ring that we've never had a chance to see, Omega being one of them.
Yeah, and he would have been the easiest one to get to see.
Okada,
Because
though.
he's in the US pretty frequently. You just have to
You have to hit the
catch
right
it.
venue.
Yeah.
But Okada,
That
which,
doesn't happen.
which I mean, other than the New Japan shows and I think an occasional Ring of Honor spot, you don't see Okada.
Mm-mm.
He's hardly ever in the US. And he's part of All In. I think if they're going to do this, I'm scared. I'm legit scared that they are going to pull the trigger on a really bad main event for this next show in the US. I don't know. I know there's time off now, and I don't know if that's the next show or not. I don't know when King of Pro Wrestling is, and there's another one in between that.
Mm-hmm.
And then World Tag League happens. And we should start seeing the formation of what's going to be going down for Wrestle Kingdom at World Tag League, because that's when Jericho attacked Omega last year.
Yeah.
There is a rumor that Tanahashi might go after the Intercontinental, which would be pretty awesome. But that also frees up the main event, which I would rather see, which is Omega Ibushi in the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah.
They deserve to be in that spot.
They definitely deserve to be in that spot.
but
Not that
Tanahashi Omega is going to be
doesn't.
great. Tanahashi Omega is going to be fine. I just don't know if Tanahashi Omega would be as emotional
it wouldn't.
and is just. I don't know if the fans would be as invested in that, because I know Tanahashi's loved in Japan. I love Tanahashi, not like I do everyone else, but technically Tanahashi's a second level guy for me in New Japan. Like I'm like, hey, it's Tanahashi. I know I'm getting a good match. That
Which
pretty
is
much
fine.
sums up. Yeah.
Which is fine, but there is no story with that like there is with
Omega
and Ibushi.
That's what I want to see. Maybe I'm wrong. Only time will tell. But
It's exciting.
why isn't Tetsuya Naito in the title picture too? Why hasn't he held the championship?
Mm-hmm.
Not in a while, anyway. He's held it, but as I feel like they're fucking him over. That guy has to be the most over guy in the company.
Yeah.
He is the equivalent of what Triple H was with DX in '98. And for some reason, they're just not pulling the trigger with him at all. And I don't get that either. Because right now, I'm pretty sure Naito's not going to be in a high-profile match at Wrestle Kingdom.
Which is sad.
I
He deserves to have a good story.
mean, Suzuki doesn't have a match. I don't know. I think he's the never openweight champion. Hell, I don't know who the never openweight champion is right now. No freaking clue. It might be Goto. I don't know.
That's not one that's easy to keep track of because that is about the hot shot between people.
Oh, it's like that in the six man. Six man gets hot shotted almost every time show that's defended on.
Yeah.
I want to see Naito get his run with the IWGP Championship because I honestly believe he's the next one. I honestly think it's going to be Omega dropping it to Tetsuya Naito. I don't know when, but I feel that's the next time Omega drop. That's when Omega drops it. Unless, and I feel this might be where they're playing this from, there's this huge rumor that WWE is going to make the super play for the Young Bucks, Omega, and Cody in January.
But it doesn't matter what kind of a play they make. The guys have to be willing to accept it.
And this actually sets up our next story, which is Ring of Honor and New Japan selling out Madison Square Garden.
I am not surprised. I feel like anybody that ran the Garden on Mania weekend was going to sell it out.
I'm a little shocked because I figured there would still be tickets. I didn't expect it to sell out this fast. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact they're promoting New Japan. I think if it was just a Ring of Honor show, it would pack out.
But it would trickle in.
Yeah, I think you would still see, like, you would have to announce something. Because right now, the only 3 people announced, I believe, is Okada, Tanahashi, and Naito. They've not announced Omega, they've not announced the Bucks, and they've not announced Cody. And part of that has to be the fact that, they're worried. They have to have that in the back of their head. And this could be one reason why Tanahashi won the G1.
I feel like you have to be worried, but I don't know that they're going to jump ship.
I don't think they will. I feel after the success of this show, of All In, and then selling out the Garden, there's this revolution where these guys are going to make a ton of money.
And have better notoriety than you do even from WWE. Because you can still be mainstream and not be with McMahon.
Well, they've proven that. They have their own Funko Pops. I mean, they're sitting on the desk right now.
All 4 of them.
All 4 of them. But there is something to this where, it's every wrestler's dream to wrestle for the WWE. I mean, we're not taking away from that. That is the dream for a lot of guys and gals. That's the big one. And other than Omega, Cody's been to WWE, but Omega's been in the developmental system. I'm pretty sure he will not go to the developmental system.
No.
If you bring these guys to the company, you have to main
let
roster.
them take over.
They have to just come in and destroy everyone.
Like, they have to walk in and take over.
Which is kind of weird to say. Because, it could be them and
I'm usually against that.
Oh, my God.
I'm usually against that.
BTE versus Undisputed in War Games just made my heart happy. But
Yeah.
Kenny Omega in a War Games match would just be fun as fuck. So would the Bucks. And Cody getting to do that match would also be kind of awesome.
That would be wonderful.
But I feel like they're going to... I don't think they're going to sign with WWE. I personally don't want them to sign with WWE. But if WWE offers the right contract...
I don't know that they can.
If they go, hey, we'll give you Brock Lesnar money, I don't know.
They might be making very nearly Brock Lesnar money between what they're doing and merch sales.
Well, the thing is we all know that when Ring of Honor and it's 15 or 16,000 seats, by the way, they sold out. They did 12,000 on Honor Club pre-sales alone. That's nuts. I've never heard that many tickets going on a pre-sale. That's fucking nuts.
Well, again, this is announcing Japan guys.
Right, and that changes everything, because when you put these other guys in that's never been in the Garden or in the Eastern area.
Yep.
Especially with the hardcore fans that are going to be there for WrestleMania weekend anyway.
Yeah, like if you're booking a Mania trip and then you hear, oh, by the way, this is going to be right next door. It's like, oh, well, we're going to do that. Because you're only going to have super hardcore fans going to that anyway, because that's how WrestleMania works.
Right, but I think WWE might move NXT. I know they haven't done that in a while, but I could see them moving NXT to not compete with this.
It might be the better option.
Or they're going to go head to head and say, F it, we're going to put on the Super Show. As if they do sign Kenny in the Bucks, they might run him at NXT. Just for that one show. Just to be assholes. You could see him doing it.
I don't know that they could legitimately compete against the guys from Japan.
It's NXT. Okay, the NXT show, yes. If there's any show that can do it, it's NXT. Because they have all the talent in the world right now, too. Keith Lee, Ricochet.
Well, I'm really excited to see.
He just made his debut, and it's awesome. NXT.
In NXT. Yeah.
Ricochet, Tommaso Ciampa, Gargano, Aleister Black, who comes back, I think, in October.
That's good.
But, there's Adam Cole, Fish and O'Reilly, Roderick, Ono. There's a lot of talent there.
There is.
That can compete with the hardcore fan to go up against. We're looking at 30,000 fans in 2 shows on the same night between the two of them, and that is happening.
But you're looking again at how much easier is it to see the NXT guys than it is to see these guys from Japan.
That does, and that's why I think it's sold out. I think that is the main reason. That and the run in the Garden. I think anybody wrestling fan wants to see a show in the Garden. That's on my bucket list, is to see a wrestling show in the Garden. WWE has not sold out the Garden since 2014, and the last time it was like 2010. So in
That's
8
because
years,
they're not running the appropriate shows there. They're running freaking house shows in the Garden.
well, because it costs so much to do television out of the
So?
Garden. That's the problem. That's why WWE doesn't run the Garden anymore. If WWE ran the Garden for television, it changes everything. Like if they were just to put in, hey, let's do a pay-per-view.
And how much money did they make from their Greatest Royal Rumble?
Yeah, no shit. Like 60
And
mil.
they can't afford to put a pay-per-view in the Garden?
It bothers me.
Like for real. Like that's a ridiculous amount of money and you should be able to do more.
I mean, it's the Garden. You should at least
It's worth it.
I figured they would run. I told you, in my heart of hearts, I figured they were going to do NXT at the Garden.
They should have.
Would have made sense.
If nothing else, that is what should have been there.
And that would have blocked Ring of Honor from doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's happened. Ring of Honor's running it, and they sold it out. I'm excited. I know we're probably going to watch both like we did this year.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we go, and then and we haven't decided that one yet. But I know that Ring of Honor running the Garden is going to be special. I don't know what's going to be in the Garden. And we don't even know if the main 4 guys for Ring of Honor right now, the highest 4 guys, like the hottest 4 guys for Ring of Honor is even going to be with the company.
I assume they will.
It's going to be something to watch. But congrats to Ring of Honor. That's,
No joke.
I mean, Meltzer saying a couple of years ago that they couldn't put 10,000 people in an arena. And I think this is off the success of All In.
It has to be.
Like, I feel all these other promotions, and I'm not saying are piggybacking, because I think that's a terrible term for this, but are going to enjoy the success because of this show. Like, if you have an indie guy on this show,
Yeah.
because Joey Janela wrestles for Game Changer Wrestling, you're going to see a lot more people start showing up for those shows, which, I mean, they sold out their New York show, but you're going to see a lot of people on those shows, too.
And that's exciting.
Like, I think anytime you see one of those guys that is on All In, that's not a BTE member, a Ring of Honor like guy like Jay Lethal or the Briscoes or SCU, those guys, yeah, no, they're going to be fine. But guys like MJF, guys like Ethan Page, I'm forgetting some. There's a few women, Chelsea Green. When you see that now, it's like, oh, they were at All In.
And that, I mean, that's going to mean something.
Oh, it's going to mean a lot in the grand scheme of things. So,
And that's crazy.
and a good thing.
Definitely a good thing.
Next up, I feel like we're going to talk some WWE, and then we'll circle back around to, we'll circle back around to All In and Starrcast. The big story from WWE this week is Renee Young is taking Jonathan Coachman's place this Monday night on Raw.
I'm actually really excited about that.
It makes me want to watch Raw. For the first time in months? I'm actually considering watching Raw.
And it's not for the actual show.
No, I want to see how Renee does. I know Renee Young's doing the Renee Young Classic. The Mae Young Classic.
She's not that good yet.
The Mae Young Classic with Beth Phoenix and Michael Cole. Michael Cole's doing the call for the Mae Young. I'm okay with that. Michael Cole away from the main roster is awesome.
He does better when he doesn't have to be told what to say.
Michael Cole away from the main roster is fan-frickin-tastic, and the perfect example of that is Beast in the East. Michael Cole was so good on that show. It's ridiculous. Where you can tell he's just enjoying himself.
It's not that he's not a good commentator. That is not the issue here.
It's the big dog.
That is not the problem.
I swear to God, if Renee Young goes, it's the big dog, I'm going to lose my shit. But Renee Young, first woman to commentate Raw that's not a wrestler and to do the whole show.
It's exciting.
This is a big moment.
Have any of the female wrestlers done the whole show?
No, they've done match. They've done matches. Like, they'll come out. But no woman has done a main roster full show of Raw or SmackDown. This is
awesome.
huge. This is a moment. And I know that they had Renee Young do commentary in NXT, and I thought she was fine. She never did do any of the big shows. But I think this is going to be They're going to use her the right way. I know
I hope
this.
they do. I hope this lets her transition into bigger and better things.
I love her to death. She's one of the highlights for me in WWE. She is the best backstage interview they've had since being Gene Okerlund. Let's just call it what it is. Because me and Gene and Sean Moody. Because Todd Pettingill, I did not like him. I wanted to punch him in the face. Michael Cole did it. He was okay. Coach did it. He was okay. No one has been as good as Renee Young in a very long time. So I'm so excited to see her get transitioned to that commentary spot. Mm-hmm. I want to see what she does.
Hopefully they'll let her do it somewhere.
I kind of think Coach is fucked. Coach has not been doing good anyway.
Yeah.
I think Coach is screwed. Just to let everyone know, Ashley's super tired tonight, everybody. There's a reason you're hearing me a lot. Ashley's put in, 50 hours in 2 days?
Yeah.
Yeah. She got up at 3 this morning to work. I mean, it's crazy. Here she is doing this. And I stayed up to make sure she got to work okay.
Because I love people. I love you guys.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
This is why we're here.
Support us. Visit patreon.com/TBK magazine. So there's this scandal involving Randy Orton that's kind of popped up out of nowhere. And I don't know how to talk about this yet, but I've read it.
Did you have to phrase it that way?
Well, yeah, no, I just read it. Randy Orton's
You never do those on purpose, and that makes me sad.
I don't. Randy Orton apparently flashed his dick to writers of the male writers in WWE.
What, was he trying to be all weird and bro-ish?
I don't know.
And failed epically?
He would just chase them around with his dick out. And I'm like, what? Court Bauer, who was a former WWE writer, revealed this in an episode of his podcast. It's on the MLW network, but it's episode 40. I think he's on episode 200. So someone went back and started listening to everything and was like, oh my God, why wasn't the Randy Orton dick showing story? Brought it more.
How many years ago did episode 40 happen?
I don't know. I don't think it's a recent episode at all.
Huh.
But yeah, he did it, and WWE has sent out a statement about it, saying they are investigating. So
Randy Orton gonna get in trouble?
He's already got 2 strikes, I think. He's either got 1 or 2. But this is not new for Orton. I don't know how well you know this. Orton has shit in a woman's bag. He would just randomly shit in the Divas bags. And then there's the picture here in Jonesboro, where a fan asked him for a photo. Orton just pointed to his headphones, and the dude took the picture anyway, and Orton got pissed and went irate on him.
Yeah.
I mean, that happened.
Yeah.
Orton's not been the best. There's a picture of him smoking a joint outside an arena.
What?
Yeah, that happened in 2006. Orton is not the best role model for the company.
Can you at least not do it in public?
I don't know what's going to happen here. This is something we're going to keep track of. I figure it's not going to come out to light until
after SummerSlam.
Probably after September. I could see this not coming in the news again until September.
Okay.
One of my favorite comments, though, I don't even know why I'm saying this, but it made me giggle really hard, was, you want to know why he does it? It's because he hears voices in his head. And I kind of that's wrong. But
I mean, I'd believe it.
Fuck.
He's weird. He has issues.
Yeah. New match added to SummerSlam. The pre-show match has finally been determined.
Okay.
It is going to be Rusev and Lana versus Selena Vega and I cannot think of Andrade Cien Almas.
Okay.
That's a great kickoff match.
That is way better than a pre-show match.
Yeah. Also added the New Day versus the Bludgeons for the tag titles.
Meh.
And Daniel Bryan and The Miz.
Nobody's surprised by this. I am going to say, though, I know that Daniel Bryan has still not resigned.
He is not.
I am very, very proud of the WWE for giving us Daniel Bryan versus The Miz.
Because you know if he
before his contract runs out.
Because you know his contract's probably running out.
It really looks like he's not re-signing, and that is a dream match. It has been the entire time that they have been arguing.
It's been
over
great.
dumb stuff.
It has been
Like,
great.
There is an awesome story there, and I am so happy that they're actually letting this get seen through. I would have preferred to see it at a bigger place than.
I mean, SummerSlam is the second biggest show of the year, but
it deserves to be
a Mania
on the
match.
grandest stage.
I will say this: if Daniel Bryan resigns, Bryan wins this match. If Daniel doesn't resign, Miz wins this match. It all comes down to the news next week, because I don't think they're going to have Daniel go over if he's not going to resign.
I'll give you that.
Because Miz has to win that match. If he does not resign, Miz has to be the guy that wins.
Yeah, because otherwise it just makes him look bad.
And kudos for Daniel, because, I mean, if he goes to Japan or Ring of Honor in Madison Square Garden, that's a huge deal.
I mean,
and I think the writing's there. Guys, there's so much stuff right now, and these guys got to be looking at going, man, it's great here in WWE. I'm getting paid.
But
There's so much stuff going on outside of the company that's almost worth doing it alone. Kind of like All In, and will Daniel Bryan show up there? And I know that's something that's being talked about because no one officially knows 100% when his contract is up. No one knows if it's the midnight August 30, like 12:01, like August 31st becomes September 2nd, or September 1st becomes September 2nd.
yeah,
It's weird. We don't know, but Daniel Bryan's free to wrestle anywhere as soon as his contract's up. He could theoretically show up at All In.
and are we looking at midnight, whatever time zone he's in, or are we looking at midnight Stanford time,
Stanford time,
which is
11.
Yeah,
All In's supposed to run 4 hours, by the way. And the show's starting at 5 now. Well, 5 not... Okay, so show's starting at 6 on pay-per-view, and it's supposed to run 4. But there is this
they have announced too many people. It's running longer than that.
But Daniel...
I feel it.
Daniel Bryan possibly showing up, just... It tickles me. It tickles my fancy. Because, I mean, if it happens...
It makes you feel things in a certain kind of way that you haven't felt in a long time.
Yeah, because if Daniel Bryan comes out in that Battle Royal... Holy shit. Because we'll talk about that in a minute. Because there's something happening here. But there's some... I think Cody tweeted out that song. There's something happening here. That's not quite clear. I don't know how the song goes. Do you know the song?
I don't think I know the song.
Oh my god. You'll know this. I'll play it for you after the show. You'll know the song. But yeah, I'm just kind of like, all right. If Daniel Bryan shows up in that pre-show, well, and it's not a pre-show either. I can't call it that because no one else is calling it that.
It's a free show.
It is a free show, but it's still part of All In. So
All In 0 hour.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But Daniel Bryan showing up in Chicago.
Not a pre-show.
Yeah. Daniel Bryan showing up in Chicago.
They would have to keep that super secret.
I mean, I figure there's somebody. I know these guys. I know these guys well enough to know there's someone they're not telling us. We've not seen, like, besides Flip Gordon, we have not seen.
Like, it has to happen. It has to happen. If they've done all of this and it doesn't happen, I will be so sad.
I think something happens in the parking lot.
I don't think I could talk.
We'll talk about
on
that in a minute.
Sunday if he's not all in.
Well, I think it happens in the parking lot. I think Flip gets booked for All In the parking lot. I think something goes down.
I can see that.
Where only we see that bought tickets to this. I feel there's something special going to happen at that. And we'll talk about that in a minute, too. There's one other story that is not All In and Starrcast related that's kind of crazy. And that is Colt Cabana suing CM Punk.
Yeah, about that. Thought they were friends.
Well, here's the thing. They were friends. And Punk got pissy about the podcast and all the stuff that's happened from it. And their friendship fell out. Punk told Cabana. Now, this makes Punk look like a complete asshat. If this is 100% true, Punk's a dick. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
Hope to God Punk's not at Starrcast. But I hope he's not the mystery eat and greets.
I don't feel like he is after this.
But Punk and Cabana. CM Punk told Colt Cabana that he would pay for all of the court fees, which is over $500,000, by the way. It's like $513,000. And he just kind of stiffed Colt and told him he had to pay his share. which Colt doesn't have, because I mean, no one has $200 and some $1,000 just sitting in their bank account. Hell, I don't even think we have $200 sitting in our bank account. So that kind of sucks for Colt Cabana, and I can't blame him if that's true. Like, I know that verbal contracts are a big thing. It's a civil matter, but I feel bad for Colt. If Punk promised him and this is true, I just feel bad for Colt Cabana.
Yeah.
Cabana's suing him for $500,000 and another $500,000. Fuck it.
I feel like it's only fair.
I mean, it's one of those things. All right, guys, it's time to talk about Starrcast and All In. The big story with All In is the first hour. Is it the first hour, or you think it's being on shown everywhere else? Which one do you think I should go with first?
I don't know.
Let's. We now know that All In will be streamed on the Fight TV app.
Yes.
On regular pay-per-view. That's awesome. I've not seen anything like that in a long time. The Fight app, regular pay-per-view, New Japan World, which really surprises me. So I don't know if that's going to be showed to the U.S. fans or not. Because they do that when they did the show at when they do the U.S. shows, they don't show them to the U.S. fans until like a couple of weeks later.
Yeah.
So is it going to be streamed live for the fans in the U.S. on New Japan World?
I would assume probably not. I figure that's more geared towards foreign fans.
The Japanese fans. And
where
whoever
they
else.
don't have access to
UK fans.
Some of the other venues that we do.
And not to mention Honor Club. I mean, this thing is streamed in 4 different locations.
But how awesome is that?
That's a first. I think this is the most, this has the most outlets I've seen in a long time for a wrestling show. There are people out there bitching about the price, though. Let's talk about that for a minute. It's It's $39.99. You can order All In on the Fight.tv app at $39.99. Do you feel that's a good price?
Yeah.
$40 for a once-in-a-lifetime event. Let's just call it what it is. These guys are not a wrestling promotion.
Mm-mm.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime event.
Yeah.
Hell, Starrcast being only $99.99 still is a deal. You can get the whole weekend for $150. That's pretty awesome. And
I don't think you could get a better deal.
And get to sit at home and watch it. I mean, if you can't be there, that's the best option then.
Yeah.
Or you can do the closed circuit at Starrcast.
Which is way cooler.
Well, that's pretty freaking hosted by the Hurricane. But that tells me something.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm just completely. There are fans out there. This is where I was going. There are fans out there that are bitching because the WWE Network's only $9.99. Why the hell should we have to pay $40 for this? There's no one on this show I know. That's the argument I have seen on Twitter.
Then don't buy it.
It's like, what are you bitching about? WWE does 15 pay-per-views a year. I remember when they were running those fucking things, and my mom would buy every single one of them because that was our thing. We enjoyed watching wrestling together. Son of a bitch. Those things were $49.95 and $54.95. Each.
A month.
12 times a year. Or 15, depending. So take that and times that up. Fuck you. That's my response to that. Fuck you.
If you don't want to pay $40 to watch All In, then don't pay $40 to watch All In.
I mean, I don't feel like that's a bad price at all. I think it's a great price to be able to see that event.
Yeah.
Hell, I feel like we'll probably pay to watch the replay.
There is a possibility.
But then the big story is that All In 0 Hour, which is the first hour of the show, they even moved up the start time of this thing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, because originally doors were supposed to open at 4.
Mm-hmm.
And the show was going to start at 6.
Yeah.
Now doors are opening at 3, and the show starts at 5. When I saw that, because the first time you find that out is when they announced Flip's All Out Party.
Yeah.
You don't know about the time change until you see the Flip All Out Party thing, and I'm like, what? And then the announcement comes during the newest episode, or last week's episode of Being the Elite, because there's one that came out today. And of them announcing that All In 0 Hour is going to be on WGN America. Holy shit. This is huge. I know that it's 5 okay, so for me it's in the central time zone. It's at 5 o'clock on a Saturday evening That's wrestling time. When I was growing up, like if they started at 5:05, I'd probably pop a wrestling boner. But it's
terrible.
5 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon or evening. That's wrestling. This is awesome.
I'm so happy to be going to an event on a Saturday instead of a friggin' Sunday.
No shit. Or a Friday.
I hate that WWE pay-per-views are on Sundays.
They always have been. Well, no, they haven't. They've actually ran them on Mondays. Let that sink in.
Which is even worse.
Yeah. Or they used to do them at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Sundays too back in the day.
2 o'clock on a Sunday would be okay.
But yeah, no, when you're looking at this, like I know the show starts, we're going to be at the Sears Center from 11 o'clock until 10 o'clock that night.
Yeah, we're spending probably 12 hours at the Sears Center.
I'm okay with that. The other thing, like 0 hour, though, the matches that have been announced for 0 hour have intrigued me. Because what did I say on this show for the last 3 weeks? If you want to do something awesome, book a fucking battle royal. You could do a clusterfuck and see what happens. And yet, last week, we find out that there's going to be an over-the-budget battle royal.
Yeah.
Great title, guys. I want that to be a Royal Rumble-style match. You have to make that a Royal Rumble-style match.
I sincerely hope.
Because then you have the surprise element through the entire match. Like, you could just throw out the first 5 guys that have already been announced as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just announced so far as Moose. That dude is awesome. I cannot wait to see him in person. Rocky Romero.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Grace.
Okay.
If you haven't followed her on Twitter, you should. She is amazing. I'm trying to think of all of them here. My mind just completely went blank because you know how that goes. Crap. I lost the All In card. It was right there.
This is what happens when you get flustered.
Oh, and I'm tired. We're both super sleepy. My birthday's Thursday or Friday, so.
You just had to throw that out there.
Yeah.
You're trying to get birthday wishes.
Follow us on Twitter, win a free t-shirt. Here we go. So far announced for the Battle Royal, Colt Cabana, Ethan Page, Jordan Grace, Moose, Rocky Romero, and 10 others. MJF has not been announced. I assume this is where he's going.
I figure that's where he's going.
But probably not. He might actually have a match. Would not surprise me. But the winner of this Battle Royal gets a Ring of Honor World title shot later in the night.
Which is really awesome.
So this brings up an interesting question. Is it a Ring of Honor guy that wins it? Dun, dun, dun.
Not necessarily.
Because I'm kind of intrigued by this. I mean, Jeff Cobb just signed with Ring of Honor. I wouldn't mind seeing him at All In. I wouldn't mind seeing him become champ, but I think it's too soon.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's quite there yet.
There's a certain Bernard the Business Bear that could win this Battle Royal and go on to become the Ring of Honor World Champion. He might do it.
I need to see the Bears in the Battle Royal, and I need one of the Bears to be unmasked.
I was going to say that Bernard might do a flip or two. That one was on purpose.
Good job.
I mean, we don't know who's going to be in the Barry suit because Barry's supposed to be there. Like, we don't know anything.
I still desperately want a match just between the Bears.
That's what I thought was going to happen. I seriously thought to this day, I figured we were going to get a match between Barry and Bernard at All In, but apparently we're not.
You don't know that.
As of right now, we're not. There might be there's still 2 episodes of BTE before now and All In, or 3. 2.
Yeah.
There's 2.
We've got a long time.
There's still 2 weeks. We know most of the card, though. The other match announced for 0 hour, which I feel is the match that's kicking off the whole damn show, is the Briscoes against SoCal Uncensored. We saw the Briscoes, we saw the Briscoes, the Addiction, and the Bucks tear it up in Nashville. They were, but this version of SoCal Uncensored is Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian against the Briscoes. This match is going to be the perfect show starter.
I think so.
They're going to bring down the house. They are going to tear it up.
I think that this is going to be one of those wrestling shows where you have to go home and go to bed.
I know we talked about doing the after party.
I don't think I can do it.
But after being at the Sears Center for 12 hours and then
I don't think I can do it.
And we got to be at StarRcast at like 8 in the morning because I want to see the Andy Kaufman panel.
No.
Yeah. So, and the next day we're on Podcast Row. So, I mean, it's kind of like, I want to go to the after party, but
I have to be able to pretend to be awake. And to do that, I need a minimum of 6 hours of sleep.
I have to pretend that I actually know what I'm doing on the day of the interviews.
Yeah. About that.
It's going to happen. So that's going to be awesome. Then they announced the Fatal 4-Way Women's match on the past episode of Being the Elite. Britt Baker, Chelsea Green, Madison Rayne, Tessa Blanchard. This is phenomenal. Because Madison Rayne just competed in the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah.
Britt Baker was there. I don't think she competed in it, but she was actually at it. Chelsea Green's having a hell of a career after Impact. And Tessa is now signed to Impact. I mean, this is an amazing Fatal 4-Way.
It is.
This is gonna put those 4 women's talents so high on the card. I cannot wait to see all 4 of them together. Just to see Chelsea Green in a match in general. Because she's on my bucket list.
I like her a lot.
And then how about this? We did talk about this earlier. The Ring of Honor World Championship. Jay Lethal defends against the winner of the Battle Royal. It could be anybody. And I'm okay with that.
I hope it's somebody real random, though.
You know what these guys are like.
I know.
I mean, it could be anyone. It could be the ghost of Joey Ryan. We really don't know.
I hope that we get a real match for the ghost of Joey Ryan and not just in the Battle Royal.
I mean, if he does, he could win the Battle Royal and go on to face the ROH champ. I think we see the ghost of Joey Ryan in a different match, though, but not in a wrestling capacity.
Okay.
Hangman's story with Joey Ryan. And then they're doing...
Yeah.
And then Hangman's taking on Joey Janela, and Hangman's talking about killing a second Joey. I mean, come on. It's
I
there.
hope there's something. I'm sure there's something awesome.
Okay, so the other match just announced today, in today's episode of Being the Elite, which is fucking hilarious,
It
is
is quite amusing.
Kenny Omega against Pentagon Jr. I'm going to say something. I told you on Friday, I don't know if I wanted to see this match.
Yeah.
In the 48 hours since I told you that, I realize how wrong I am. Because I went back, I watched some Lucha Underground this past weekend because Penta's champion, and I wanted to see more of him because he's not someone I know a lot of.
Yeah.
I did just see Bandito, by the way. That 6-man, Bandito won the Evolve World Tag Team Championships last night.
Okay.
He did a flipping power slam off the second rope to win it. All I'm going to say is that freaking 6-man's going to steal the fucking show. But
Pretty sure we knew that from the beginning.
But Penta and Kenny, there's just something about this match that I went, can Kenny wrestle a hardcore style?
No, because he's literally falling apart right now.
Yeah, he's got a broken heel. I feel it'll be healed by then.
This is terrible.
Oh.
He's got a broken heel. He's got stitches on his face. He's got a sprained something.
Kenny's moment at the end of that episode of BTE, when they're like, Kenny's talking to the Bucks going, who's my opponent? And Kenny Omega will be in a strong style singles match. And then he's bitching because he just wrestled like 15 singles matches because of the G1. And then they showed the next graphic. Kenny Omega will be in the main event. Just like, Kenny's like, what? Semi-main event. Yeah, Kenny's throwing a bitch fit. Like, who's my opponent? MJF? MGF? He calls him MGF.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it's Kenny Omega versus Penta. And Kenny's just like, the hardcore guy from TNA.
Yeah, about that.
I still need to see that Penta Sammy Callahan match. I think that's what I'm going to do after this show.
Yeah.
I think while I'm getting ready for bed, because that's what I'm doing as soon as this show goes up, I'm going to fucking bed. Also, and Christopher Daniels, Stephen Amell, we talked about last week. A lot happened.
Which I'm really excited about.
You know, it's the anniversary of the Amell SummerSlam match today. And it hit me. It hit me going, you know, Amell Christopher Daniels might be a lot better than we all think it will be.
Why wouldn't it be?
Daniels is awesome. And Amell's pretty fucking great. I can't believe we're going...
like being a random celebrity?
Yeah, no, he actually enjoys it.
Really good.
And of course, you know, guys know the main event. We're going to run down more about All In the next couple of weeks.
Yay!
And then there's the Flips All Out party, which sold out in 2 hours.
Flip sold out.
Flips sold out. That's pretty awesome. 2 to 3 hours. It sold out completely. You got a free $20. You had to prove you had your All In ticket, which tells me something may happen. You had to prove you had tickets to All In. They're going to do meet and greets with Marty Scurll, Flip, Hangman, and Kazuchika Okada.
Oh!
And more.
Oh!
And more. $50 might be worth the Okada meet and greet, by the way.
Yeah.
To get Okada with Nutsy
We might do that.
might be pretty fucking sweet. And it's first come, first serve. Okada with Nutsy might be the fucking greatest photo ever. Guys, by the way, if you see us at StarrCast carrying around our stuffed squirrel, his name is Nutsy. My mother gave him to me before she got diagnosed with dementia, Alzheimer's. I can't remember which one it is officially. I think it's dementia. But we are going to donate every time a picture gets taken with Nutsy. We did this for Chikara. We raised over $200.
Yes.
My goal is over $500 for StarrCast All In weekend. And it is $2 per fan. So if you see us with the squirrel, just be like, hey, let me get that picture. And it'll go up on our website. If we get a wrestler, it's $10.
Yes.
We will donate $10 for every wrestler or personality we get at StarrCast. So hopefully...
Richard's goal is to make sure that we come home with no money from StarrCast because...
Richard already has $500 put back for this.
I am aware.
Yeah, shirt sales.
But it's going to be more than that.
I hope.
I know.
I hope. So that... If you see us with the stuffed squirrel, check us out. Get a picture. Do a fun game with us. All right, now back to Flip's All Out Party. I think something happens here. Cody talks about how he really wants to go to this. And I could see this coming down to Cody, what's the word I'm looking for? Crashing the party?
Yeah.
Not to mention music by DJ Z. Wah, wah, wah. I'm super excited for that. And then they said that you don't know who else will show up. This is pretty cool.
It is.
Food, drinks. I've never tailgated. This is something I've never done. And you get a t-shirt too. And the Flips All Out t-shirt.
It's pretty cool.
Is freaking amazing.
It's pretty cool.
Then StarrCast announced a bunch of new stuff. Because if we didn't have enough to do, wrestling. And one of those I really want to do.
Okay.
And it's the mystery dinner. The Joey Ryan mystery lunch.
Which looks amazing. And if we were not on Podcast Row on Sunday, I would have already purchased.
Yeah, that would have happened. We would have done that completely. I know we're told we can go do other things, but it's like I want to get interviews on Sunday.
Like, if we were on Podcast Row on another day, it would be different. Not going to be able to make the murder mystery lunch for Joey Ryan. But there is another eat and greet that they announced for Sunday.
The mystery eat and greet, which now we know is not Joey Ryan.
Clearly, not Joey Ryan. They're going on at the same time. So that is one person that it is not.
And Kenny's doing his meet and greet at that time.
So not Kenny.
And Kota's doing his.
So not Kota.
And Okada's doing his at Pro Wrestling Tees.
So not Okada.
That pretty much sums up who it's not.
So it's not one of those four people.
And I think Cody's got a meet and greet on Sunday too. So, and Nick and Matt have the story time at 12:30, so it's not them.
So who is it?
So I feel the speculation for this has got to be nuts. It's $99. I know that much. But that's it.
Could be Flip.
I think if it was Flip, and I'm not saying this to be mean, I think it would have been cheaper. I think this is a major legend. And here's the thing, guys. If you get this right, we're talking about doing something cool for you. But you have to have a ticket to it. I thought about doing this really cool idea. And I'm going to work on it, and I'll announce it by Friday. Unless they announce who it is. Because I don't think they're telling anybody who it is.
I don't think they should.
I don't think they are. I mean, there's a few guys that's on that list that I go, could be Jericho. Because, I mean, he's got nothing going on that weekend.
Yeah.
No Fozzy tour. His next show is September 4th. And it's in Illinois. Dun, dun, dun.
I was thinking it could be Ric Flair.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's got to be a given. Because, I mean, it's Conrad's future father-in-law. I mean, that's kind of something we talked about. It could be, I mean, Sting's not doing anything unless he's at a convention that weekend.
That would be epic.
WWE's running Shanghai, by the way, on September 1st. So we know they're not going to be doing anything. I mean, is there anyone? I mean, is there anyone outside of these legends that could be this mystery eat and greet? Because if it's a New Japan guy, it would have to be like...
I feel like the only New Japan guy that it could be is Okada, and it can't be Okada because he's at his shirt sign or his
Pro Wrestling
tee signing.
I would have said Punk before the whole lawsuit with Cabana happened.
After all of that coming out,
I'm like, it's not going to be Punk.
I don't think that Punk is a part of this at all.
Yeah, that changed everything for me. That changed.
Like,
we might be wrong.
I was real excited for possibly seeing him pop up in Chicago, and now it's like, dude, you're kind of a dick.
Because, I mean, if that's true, he's a dick.
Want to be around you now.
So it really now becomes...
We've met Colt Cabana. And
Colt Cabana got a huge eruption in Nashville.
Really cool.
So again, we're sitting here trying to figure out who it is. Rob Van Dam? Is he big enough?
Only with a certain crowd.
Paul Heyman?
That would be cool.
I would be pissed. If it's Paul Heyman, I'm going to be mad. Because that's one of my dream dinner. Like, that's one of my dream people to sit down with. And been like, damn it, I could have spent $99 and met Paul Heyman. Fuck yeah.
That means you leave me alone at our table.
Yeah, no, and I'm not going to do that.
For approximately 2 hours.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Do you trust me to interview whoever
No.
might walk up?
Well, kinda. It depends on who it is, but no.
What's your favorite color?
What's your favorite rest hold? No. Arm bar. Oh my God. Also announced for StarRcast PCO. And this is where I was talking about earlier in the show. This guy is a mountain of a man, and he's doing Chikara that weekend. So I don't know what day he's going to be at StarRcast. That dude's
Still pretty cool.
That dude's nuts. And I'm super excited to see him. Super
Depending
excited.
on what day he's there, he could end up in the Battle Royal.
Okay, so he's wrestling Chikara's King of Trios on Friday. We know this. He's been announced. Outside that, we don't know. Outside that, I don't know if he's going to be in the show or not, because if he's at the show, I'm losing my shit.
Yeah, no.
Because that's one of those guys, too. I'm like, yes, bucket list match. Or bucket list guy. Fuck yeah. I mean, there's so many guys, by the way, for the mystery meet and greet. And then they're doing, the Tongans are going to be there. Tamatanga, Tongaloa, and Haku. Bullet Club Firing Squad, going to be part of StarRcast, which could spark some controversy.
Love it.
I'm cool with that,
Love
though.
it.
I'm cool with I told you I'm cool with him. I just don't like what's happening right now.
I'll give you that.
So that's been what's announced for StarRcast. And there's still more. Because apparently there are still more people to be announced. And I have been told that twice this week.
I don't understand.
How could there be more? Who was it that tweeted? Was it Matthew from Botchamania that tweeted, if you wrestled in the 90s and you're still alive, you're at StarRcast? Yeah, it was Matthew from Botchamania. So
I mean, basically,
that's pretty true.
How? I don't understand
how this is all happening.
There's more.
Yeah, no, I'm just shocked at this point.
Do not understand how there is more.
It's a very interesting time to be a wrestling fan. I feel, and we've been to plenty of conventions.
Yeah.
The StarRcast is being ran perfect for a first year. And I know there's going to be hiccups. There always will be. But for a first year.
50th year, and you're still not going to get
Yeah, no, you're not going
right?
to get anything right. But it's just amazing.
They look like they have their stuff together. I'm super impressed. And I'm really excited about this.
Oh, wait a minute. Something just happened.
Uh-oh.
StarRcast just tweeted something about a giveaway. Also, guys, stick around for StarRcast 18 tomorrow at StarRcast 18. Just confirmed what might be the biggest contest of the year, maybe ever. Details announced Monday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you're all in, you don't want to miss it. That is from the man himself, Conrad the Mortgage Guy. That's his Twitter thing.
I've seen.
Yeah. We've had some contests and giveaways. We try to be as fan-friendly as we can, but this giveaway, yeesh, the greatest ever from Starrcast himself, from the social media guy.
Ooh.
This could be huge. Oh my God. They're going to give away every meet and greet, aren't they? Here's everything.
If you got every meet and greet, you could literally not do anything but meet and greets.
I want to know, there's some people out there who bought so many meet and greets, and I'm like, how? Are you going to have time to do anything else? Which is cool. I love meet and greets, but what?
It's a little much. But they've got so many freaking people.
Yeah, there's so much to do at Starrcast. Guys, if you haven't checked it out, starrcast.com, STARRCAST, and by now you probably know that. Starrcast.com, check it out. Don't forget to give us a follow at TBK Magazine on the Twitter. If we reach 250 by Friday, we're doing a brand new t-shirt design. We're going to give it away. Even before we announce it, we're going to give it away. You'll see it. Like, okay. I'll send it to you, but I will send it to whoever wins, but they can't release it.
And if you leak it, you don't win the shirt anymore.
I don't care about that.
I do.
It'll probably be, look, if
Ashley
we get...
makes the rules.
If we get followed enough, if we hit 250, I'm going to release it. So we're getting there. Twitter is not something I've worked on, and I'm finally doing that now. So, yay. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/TBK Magazine. We're also going to be on Instagram all through Starrcast and All In Weekend, Instagram.com/TBK Mag. Pinterest, Pinterest.com/Random Evolved.
Oh.
There's a reason for that, but I'm not telling anybody why. I don't know. There's others. I think that's going to wrap up tonight's show. Do you have anything else?
I do not. I think we have covered your entire list.
I think we did too. I'm trying to remember. Is there anything else I forgot here? Nope, that's everything. Oh, I'll try to come up with what our contest is for the mystery meet and greet. If you guess right, you're going to win something. I don't know what in the crap it's going to be.
It'll be a thing.
But it'll be something. It might even be a gift card.
Gift cards are cool.
Just a gift card. Like one of the ones you can use anywhere. Might just do $50. Might. So, guys, that's going to wrap up this edition of SNS for Ashley.
Good night, folks.
We will see you next week for our Summerslam extravaganza. I just got the dirtiest look ever.
I just can't with you anymore. I can't.
Did I say it wrong?
No, you did not say it wrong. It's the fact that you said it at all.
Extravaganza. Wait, should I call it the SummerSlam eleganza?
No
one will get that but us.
No, you should not.
Next week, guys, we're going to cover SummerSlam.
Not that fun.
Then the week after, it's All In preview. Just trust me now, that's all we're doing. All In and Starrcast preview. Until next week, everybody, if you're going to turn heel on your friends, make sure they're as gullible as Sting. Good night, everybody.